Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news is this scene tonight. Clinton Township, where a massive industrial fire is raging right now. Explosions have been heard throughout the evening. Police telling folks to avoid that area near 15 Mile and Groesbeck in Clinton Township. Within this last hour, tips have been pouring into the newsroom. Not just tips. A lot of people want to know what in the world has been going on, right?
Yeah.
With this string of explosions that has been accompanying the fire. These situations can be incredibly unpredictable, particularly when involving industrial fires like this one right now. There can be toxic substances and particles being thrown into the air. We do know there's a lot of ash blowing around right now. So obviously there's a lot of concerns right here, but trying to figure out exactly what is in this plant. You and I've been searching on that. It's a plant that makes, I guess, what you would call knickknacks largely.
Yeah.
A lot of cell phone equipment, things like that, but they supply things to dollar stores and discount stores.
And other wholesalers, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is happening at 15 Mile and Groesbeck. We're hearing from police, and the name of that plant is called Select Distributors. Again, this is scary for people. I took several calls of people saying it sounds like fireworks. They have to have fireworks in there because this has been going on for a little more than an hour, Devin. And if we're quiet for a second, you can hear the explosions, and we had people to say, is it gunshots? You know, it's night. Some people have their windows open because of the warmer temperatures, so they're hearing it loud and clear. I'm getting text messages from friends of mine who say they're in the area. Somebody said that they are in Troy and can hear these explosions.
We know folks in Mount Clemens, far away there. And again, this is 15 Mile and Groesbeck. Folks in St. Clair Shores hearing and feeling what's going on as well. It really has sounded like either something like fireworks or rapid gunfire, because it's just ping, 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 one after another. So obviously a really tricky situation here for all of the firefighting units that have responded, but this is also why they're urging people to stay away, not just to cut down on the clutter of people and congestion in the area so that the first responders can get in there, but also because they don't quite know what they've got here on their hands, and so urging people to stay inside at the moment while they get try to get the upper hand on this.
That's right. We've been listening to the scanners, and we follow the scanners on X as well, and we've got some information that the Clinton Township Police, they've been asked to take cover because of the continued explosions that they're hearing. So it's a really scary situation, terrifying when you listen to this audio and you don't know what is going on, because again, this has been happening, the explosions, the continued explosions for over an hour now.
Macomb County Emergency Response had been notified by someone in the area that there was a diesel sort of depot tank.
I'll read it to you. I'll read the update to you. It says EMS rigs are staging near the scene. Property owner notified police that there is a 10,000-gallon diesel fuel tank on the property. So that alone is very, very dangerous, and maybe why we're seeing these large black plumes of smoke.
I'm not sure that would explain the pop,
explosions,
because there's something obviously going on inside as well that continues to fuel all that sound that we are hearing. But again, if you were just joining us here on Local 4 Plus, we are continuing to follow a breaking news tonight in Clinton Township. 15 Mile and Groesbeck is the location there, and you can see it's just south of 15 Mile Road there on Groesbeck at Select Distributors, this manufacturing plant.
Our Victor Williams is there on the scene right now, where first responders, firefighters are working to figure out what's going on. Victor, kind of tell us what you see. You just got there.
Yeah, Devin and Kimberly, we have never seen anything this bad before. Right behind me, you can see the site of where those explosions have been happening just over and over again. It looks like they've kind of been calming down now with the rhythm of that, but if you just look over to the right, you can see the sky and see how it's pretty much just black from all the smoke. Now, once again, just like you guys have said, this is coming from what's believed to be Select Distributors, which is a company right here in the industrial area where a lot of people have come out to see what has been happening, because all of these explosions have kind of reminded them of kind of like fireworks or somewhat of a war zone. So it seems like when we were on the way here, when we got about 10 miles away, we started seeing more people coming outside, gathering watching what was going on. Now, we made it here to the site. We were told to come back. We were a lot closer, but police, they decided to tell us to move because of the danger that's associated with this, the explosions that just keep on happening. So we're trying to get to the bottom of this as well. But once again, this is the scene right here on 15 Mile and Groesbeck with all of these people just here in the area looking on, wondering just like you and me, what in the world happened here. So we are awaiting an update from police. And of course, once that is given to us, we'll keep everyone out there updated. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Wandering around to watch, or are people heeding the request of the police to stay inside right now?
Right now, no one's staying inside, to be honest. Where we are, we have a whole lot of people. You can see where we are right now. All these folks are looking on, and they're just trying to get to the bottom of this as well. A lot of these folks, they live here. We did get to speak to someone earlier. He told us it didn't sit well with him just staying inside because of all of this taking place. Now, once again, we have said that police, they're telling people to go back in, but a lot of these people are not heeding.
Well, thank you, Victor, and thank you for that. I've taken calls and heard from people that said their windows and their glassware is shaking so badly that they're outside because they don't feel safe inside, and in addition to wanting to know what's going on. Okay, so we'll check back in with you. I think we do have Chopper up over the scene right now, so we'll get a better view of what is happening here. You see the fire trucks putting water on it right now, but this is a huge fire.
You kind of saw there just now as the water was hitting it right there. You're getting a burst of fire rather than it necessarily putting it down. So obviously there's still some very flammable material inside this warehouse. But again, Macomb County, Clinton Township Police, the law enforcement, the first responders in the area are asking everyone to stay inside, stay away from the scene right now. Obviously, Victor's talking, we get the fascination with what's going on and people wanting to go watch and see what's happening because, boy, look at those things firing up right now. And this earlier on, it really did look like we've seen some video where it really did look like fireworks were kind of coming out of it, almost like bottle rockets that were shooting off inside. We have no idea if maybe this, I mentioned all of the knickknacks, all of the different things that this
wholesaler or this distributor could carry.
Could be fireworks.
Could be fireworks.
Who knows? Inside, but it is obviously causing a massive problem there for firefighters trying to respond to this huge scene. And again, the explosions went on for so long that it was probably much longer than they would have liked for them to be able to get close enough to start trying to tamp down the fire.
Exactly. Yeah. As I said, when I was taking calls from people at the beginning, some people were thinking that was it a train that had derailed and the train cars were hitting. And then we heard, was it fireworks? Was it a fireworks show? There were people that thinking it was gunshots. So if you do hear the audio, you can see how you could maybe think that that's what it was.
I had a call from somebody who was wanting to know, are we supposed to evacuate? Are we supposed to get out of here? Well, that is not the situation yet. We don't have any kind of order like that thus far, but the advice is to stay inside and at the very least not congest this area where all of these first responders are trying to get to this massive fire scene at the moment.
Yeah, so let's just reset. If you're just joining us, this is a plant fire at Select Distributors. It's at 15 Mile and Groesbeck in Clinton Township. About 8:52 tonight, we started getting reports of a fire, big plumes of smoke, and these explosions that were nonstop. People describe them as sounding like fireworks. People describe them as sounding like gunshots that were just pop, 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 pop. And then as time went on, it was a little bit of space between the explosions. And now we see this tremendous fire as well as these continued explosions that are happening at 15 Mile and Groesbeck. There were orange balls up in the air of these plumes of fire when it first started. We again don't know the source of what is making these explosions, but this distribution company, Select Distributors, they inventory and sell a lot of things to different discount stores, including the dollar store, different wholesalers, supermarkets, convenience stores, and this is according to their website. So there's no telling what's inside, but we have been monitoring the scanners as well, and we were listening to some of the emergency response scanners. The Macomb County scanner had mentioned that the property owner notified police that there is a 10,000-gallon diesel fuel tank on this property. So that in itself, very, very dangerous. And you can see, these huge plumes of smoke.
Because this is live, what you're seeing right now. This is obviously still a very, very fully engaged fire. And we keep seeing, yes, these bursts up there on the upper left-hand portion of your screen, especially these plumes that keep firing off. So clearly, firefighters do not yet have the upper hand here. But this is a very, very dangerous situation for them. Sure. It always is when firefighters are not exactly certain of what is in the building, what is fueling the fire that they are trying to battle. And that, at least early on, was the case here. We're assuming now that they've talked to the property owner, they've got a better handle on exactly what was inside. On the bright side, this did happen at night. We expect there were very few, if any, employees maybe inside, though we don't know if it's an around-the-clock operation. But we do not have any reports right now of anybody being injured.
Right.
But goodness, you wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere close to this when it ignited.
Right. And nonetheless, so many people are worried. As I said, I took hundreds of calls into the newsroom. Do we want to go to Kim right now, guys?
Kim Adams standing by, and she's been watching, obviously on a night like this. Oh, wait a minute. Tell you what, Kim, we'll get back to you here in just a minute. Let's get back to Victor Williams on the scene there. Victor.
Yeah, so we've been out here, just like we told you guys, witnessing all of this taking place. Now, we have someone that's kind of been there since the beginning. Robert David, thank you so much, by the way, for doing this for us.
No
just
problem.
kind of explain to us what you've been seeing out here, man. Has been going on?
It started over at GU, and the fire went outrageous. Explosions everywhere. And the fire and the wind's just been spreading. And it's catching on IDC and Grant Industries starting to catch on fire now. It's getting out of control.
Got it. And this is just what you've seen being over there and whatnot. Let me ask.
Co-workers right over there right now who are seeing it.
Wow, man. Let me ask you also, these explosions that just kind of came out of nowhere, what has that been like for you also being out here?
It's intense. It's quite intense. My heart's pumping and it's different. It's kind of terrifying.
Absolutely. Now, I will say this also. You're one of the people that are out here watching this. Police, they did say go inside, but I mean, it's hard for anyone to do that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me why you decided to come out here and then just watch this as it plays out literally right in front of you.
Because I have friends and coworkers that are right across the street, and it's terrifying. I'm watching what they're sending me, and it's just, can't stay inside. It's something you got to see, you got to witness for yourself.
There we go. Thanks a lot, man. Robert David, by the way, that's the guy you just heard from. But once again, we're still on the scene, and it does look like things have calmed down just a little bit. But we have heard more explosions kind of happening sporadically. So it's not like what it was when we first got here. But you can even see the glare from the flames right now.
Sure.
Very intense situation, just like we said earlier.
Yeah.
And the sky is black because of the smoke.
And we hear so many people out there talking behind you. Yeah, so you've got quite a few people
Quite
out
a crowd
there.
still, yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
It has calmed down as far as the explosions go. We're not hearing that as much, but that shot that we're seeing from above, this is still a very fully involved fire. I did want to bring in Kim Adams. We just heard that the gentleman, Robert David, that Victor was talking about the wind in the area and what that does and complicates for firefighters, Kim.
Yeah, and I've been monitoring the wind speed and also the direction. Obviously, not knowing what is exploding means we don't know what is in that smoke that is being carried for miles and miles. So we've got a wind coming out of the south, Fortunately, it is only at about 5 to 8 miles per hour. In fact, in Mount Clemens, the winds are calm, but even a 5 to 10 mile per hour wind is going to obviously carry that smoke. We're also not dealing with sub-freezing temperatures. Temperatures are right now in the upper 50s, so that obviously would be more helpful as well. But we'll continue to monitor the winds. I suspect they will stay in this 5 to maybe 8 mile per hour range. But again, that's another reason why it's so important for folks, as the fire department has said, stay inside, because you don't know what is contained within that smoke. So if you can be inside, it's definitely a safer place to be, because you don't know what you're breathing. And again, we have enough wind to where it is carrying that smoke for miles and miles.